In coping with their parents' divorce, children need 1. To overcome their sense of rejection. They are not being divorced. 2. To overcome their sense of humiliation. The fact that their parents have divorced says nothing about them. 3. To overcome their sense of being unlovable. A parent did not leave because the child wasn't a better student, pretty enough, a good enough athlete, etc. 4. To overcome their sense of powerlessness. No, they can't control what their parents are going to do, but they can control the ways they are going to let this divorce affect their lives. 5. To resolve their anger. They have a lot to be angry about, but they also need to accept that their parents made a decision to divorce out of hoping to change their lives for the better. They need to forgive their parents for causing them pain, realizing that it was certainly not intended. 6. To stop blaming. Relationships are much too complex to have clear good guys and bad guys. 7. To remove themselves from the middle of parent conflicts. It is not their role to support one parent against the other. Adults should be getting support from other adults, not from their child. 8. To accept that the divorce is real, not a bad dream, and that they cannot change it. And finally, 9. To preserve the ideal of love and loyalty in human relationships, and to realize that at one point in time, their parents cared deeply for one another. The divorce does not change that fact. There are always risks in making commitments, but life is lived much fuller to be wisely risking than fearfully always holding back. What parents can do to help? First, they can avoid some of the common pitfalls that put children in the middle of parent conflicts. When direct communication is difficult with a former spouse, children can get used as message carriers, and we all know what happens to the bearer of bad news. If the message was so difficult for the parent to convey directly, just imagine how difficult it will be for the child. Not only do children become message carriers, they also get put in the position of reporting on the other parent. They become a source of information. Anytime children are asked to divide their loyalties, to betray one parent to another, the children end up feeling guilty. Children feel guilty enough in relation to divorce without setting them up for more. They often feel a double bind, even talking about their visits. They will need to find their own comfort level. Many will begin withdrawing from the parent who persists in seeking information the child is uncomfortable sharing. It is certainly appropriate for parents to ask as a way of showing interest in the child. How was your weekend with mom or dad? If the interest is not child-related, children will realize and eventually feel angry about being used. A child's identity comes from early identification with parents. That foundation should not be attacked by disparaging the other parent in front of the child. If anything, children must be encouraged to hold on to any positive images at this time, as they may vacillate between being angry at both parents. Children need to remember positive traits about their parents in order to feel good about themselves. If parents find themselves so angry at former spouses that they express this anger and resentment to their children, it's important to seek professional help to work through the anger and spare the child unnecessary pain. Second, parents can help children ventilate or express their feelings so they don't get stuck in their process of adjusting.